Hello everyone, my name is Ben Malone with Malone's Marine. We're out here on Kentucky Lake today at Old 76 Harbor. We got the new Trifecta 25 UL, the ultimate lounger, in the water today. This boat has a 3.0 plus chassis. It's an S-Series Trifecta, so it's going to be our upper end of Trifecta boat. So we're going to go through a good walkthrough today. We're going to give you the scoop of the inside functions that they've changed up for this new model year, and also we'll take this boat out on the water and give you some good performance shots of what this boat can do when it has that 3.0 plus chassis, and then pair with Trifecta's patented composite subfloor. So we're going to start off today going inside the boat and give you all the inside components of the features and aspects of what makes this ultimate lounger a stand of its own type of boat. So we're going to start out of here on the bow. So you can see on our Trifectas, this 25 UL, at the very bow, of course, you can see that full blackout trim package on this Trifecta we add up to. For one, just gives a beautiful look to this boat, and also just the functionality of being able to accent the rest of the accessories inside the boat with this blackout trim. Just a beautiful look on the water. You can see up front here, and as we move into the inside of this boat, I like to go with the smoked teak floor. For one, just to use a beautiful look of this nice gray color interior wise on your flooring here. Gives a good highlight to not have a hot standard on your feet barefoot wise. Then also when you pair it with that composite subfloor the Trifecta uses, it's a nice cushion on your feet. You can see I like to upgrade to a flip up stainless steel cleat here. So you can see it's in use right now. For one, I like this flip up cleat. As you're docking this boat, or you're dropping someone off at the boat ramp trying to go back and get your truck and trailer, that flip cleat allows it to go flat, so you don't have to worry about tripping over it, anything of that nature. And also you can see here on the bow fence panel, integrated docking light, and also your navigation lights are built into it as well. So you don't have any external light pods sitting up here to kind of trip over. It's nice chrome, so it matches all the stainless steel hardware everywhere else on the boat. Just really nice, sleek look. And then once we get out on the water, you'll be able to really see it. But once again, we like to upgrade to a stainless steel insert for the rub rail. It's come standard with a rubber insert, which, like I've said, it just really, the rubber, eventually over time, it starts to get wear and tear as you dock it, as you trailer it back and forth. That stainless, very, very functional wise, and then also cosmetically wise, just a beautiful look, having that stainless wrapped all the way around the rub rail. So as we enter the bow of this boat, pull up this door here, you can see as you look down the middle interior of this boat, that smoked teak flooring like I was talking about earlier, gives this boat a beautiful long look as your eyes go straight to the back of the boat where that ultimate lounger is actually positioned at. So here at the bow, Trifecta has completely revamped their bow chase lounges for these model years now. So used to just the basic kind of standard lounges you had up front, Trifecta took that and threw it away, so we're going to integrate ours to be more luxurious and just have a better look and feel, and actually true functional wise. So you can see, incorporation wise, we have recessed cup holders. Up here on the bow, there's a total of 12 cup holders on the bow of this boat. Not that you're going to use all 12, but the handiest thing is being able to recess, sit here. You can have your drinks, you can have your phone, wallet, keys, sunglasses, all tucked in right behind you. You can still sit, lounge, kick your feet up, and never have any issues with materials and stuff stored in there. Another thing they changed, as you can see, the speakers themselves. This boat here is rigged out with Wet Sounds audio, so the speaker is actually recessed behind you. So one of two things. For one, it allows that audio quality to be better because that sound is going to go up instead of where normally on other brands and also on Trifecta in years prior, the speakers will be placed down here in the floor. Well, in the floor, you're having to ramp up that volume so loud to try to get that sound. If you're out in the water swimming, you're trying to listen to music, being up like that allows that quality of sound to be so much better. Then also one big thing that we love is, so this space here has always, and every other boat brand just about, is a wasted space. It's just used as a cushion for a backrest. Trifecta took that a step further and said we're going to use that space. So now what they have done is hinged it to where it lifts up. You have dual USB ports here inside, and then also matched with the RGB LED lighting inside as well. So not only do you have storage below, you also have storage in your actual backrest to put those phones. You can put a phone on a charger here, anything else you want to store in there small items you don't want to get tossed around the boat while you're running around there on the lake. It's a great thing. And it's on the port side as well as starboard side as well. This one also lifts up. So you can see all the storage up on this bow of the boat, where Trifecta's done such a beautiful job of really just changing up. Another thing on the bow of this boat, most lounges up front, typically a couple options. They either have a strap that's sewn into this cushion to where you physically pull it up, or they have a hinge system where you pull it up, drop the storage, and the hinge flips up this way. So you're essentially always having to reach over the back of that cushion on most all other boats. Trifecta's took that a step up and said we're going to flip it and hinge it differently. So now I can access this storage underneath the seating and never have to hold this cushion up with my legs, with my arms, like I was talking about, having to reach over and behind it. All that is gone where Trifecta has changed it here. Not only on this lounge here, also for the true bow. Both hinge up and will stand up without me ever having to hold any of them. So accessing that storage below is just very functional. It's quick and it's easy. Another benefit of that speaker being recessed up higher in your mid-back, where the others out there, where they have the speaker recessed in the flooring, what that has is then you have the speaker wires and the speaker hardware all inside of a storage locker. Well, we all know on a boat you're gonna have ropes, life jackets, anything else, and it's inevitable over time those speaker wires and the speakers themselves are gonna get damaged. By consistently accessing that storage area and hitting on the back of that speaker, they go out over time. So therefore, without anything else in these storage lockers, gives you more space, and then also does away with the possibility of damaging the speakers by recessing those up in your mid-back. Also, table bases. Table bases doesn't seem like a big deal, but on other models in fire, you would have a raised table base here, which is essentially good for stubbing your toe when you're barefoot walking around. Trifecta's taken and flushed that. So essentially, we've got an RGB ring around it. So you see the table itself, leg goes here, table sits up, nice flush look with that blackout trim. There again, our hardware matches our blackout trim here. So everything matches all throughout this boat. Bow-wise, you can see as well, so the big storage lockers. So your lounge backrest here, port and starboard. Starboard lifts up, huge storage area here on the starboard side of this boat. It's a great place for those fenders. That's where we like to put them at, on this side. And now on our port side, it's a little different. So used to, there'd be a changing room here, there'd be just an empty locker. So Trifecta, and we'll show it once we get on the inside as well, but this picks up, access to 2 trash cans already built into this area. And we'll get into that more in the back, but 2 trash cans easily accessible here. And then there again, the upholstery has changed up. So whatever accent colors we go with, you can see this one is capped in blue with a slate interior here, True Touch. But also incorporates here and here, just little accent striping to really incorporate the whole color scheme of whatever boat selection color-wise you like. And then the in-floor storage. So we like to add that just about to every boat. It's so handy. It's a great use of storage and space that typically would be just lost. Trifecta has a piston here, so you're not having to hold that lid open. You can see an LED lighting here, strip light, so I can easily access and see inside my storage locker. This storage locker is 79 inches long, 19 inches wide. It's got a pump inside of it, so essentially once that water drains through, turn that pump on, kicks the water out. Great location for all those life jackets, pool noodles, water saddles, all those types of things, water sports activity wise, that you can store in here. Here on the side of the console, a couple of things. Nice easy glove box here. Drops down, works on a friction hinge, so it's not just gonna sit there and flop, it'll hold steady wherever you put it at. Great place for those random loose items here and there. That's one thing I really love with Trifecta, is that they think about a true boater that's out there, that when you get on that boat, you always have loose items that just end up in places. And on a boat, it's inevitable they're gonna get lost. Incorporating a little storage locker here, the ones I showed you on the bow and port lounges up front, all those small areas to catch those random sunglasses, the sunscreens, everything else, keys, wallets, all those types of items. Be able to store them in a place secure, not having to worry about them. It's a great use of all the space. Storage underneath the console. Once again, a friction hinge here keeps that door from slinging back and forth. Other models just have a regular hinge. It's inevitable. Essentially, you open that door up and it's swinging back and forth, smacking the side, busting hardware up. That doesn't happen with Trifecta. So you can see huge locker underneath here. We actually currently have a full table that goes on that bow that I just showed you. Full table fits right in here just perfect. Easy access under my dash if I ever need to access anything out there on the water. It's all right there at our fingertips, no issues at all. Nice slam latch. There's no trying to twist it. So you can see here, just simply slam it. This goes on spring loaded, it still stays closed. Other ones where you have to twist that handle over time, it just gets wear and tear and it won't ever latch right. Trifecta really built a boat built to last a long time for you to be out there on the water and just take all those elements of just the abuse a boat's going to take over time. So as we move into the interior, kind of the mid interior wise, you can see huge open area here on this Ultimate Lounger model. A lot of floor space in here. You really use a great job of an open floor plan standpoint. Great place for coolers, all your day bags, those types of items and just flow of traffic. You get on this boat and you've got 8-10 people on this boat, you're gonna be able to easily flow back and forth, not having to be shoulder to shoulder. Then as we move to the console, we like to raise our helm here, the raised helm. You can see our LED lighting incorporated into that raised helm. And all the lighting on Trifectas here is an RGB lighting. So we can actually change the colors of the lights as we want them to look blue. We can do green, red, pink, purple, you name it. You can simply, at the touch of a button down here at the dash that I'll go over in just a second, you can change the interior lighting and also the exterior lighting that are above the tunes. So you can see high back chairs. We like to upgrade to the high back chair. Hits you really rest your shoulders in. Great headrest. Once again, that great accent striping of all of our Trifecta wides that they use on this S-Series furniture. It's just a beautiful look. All right, so now we're here at the console of this Trifecta. As you can see, we're on this raised helm. Visually wise, it allows me to be able to sit. If I have someone sitting in front of me on the starboard chase lounge, I'm able to see over them. I'm able to, when I'm docking, if I'm putting this boat on the trailer, I'm able to visually wise not have to look around this raised helm, raising me up just enough to where I can visually look down, not have to worry about trying to look around them and try to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be for docking wise. Both seats slide forward, slide back. You can lounge further back, armrests swing in and out. You can also, these out here, you can actually hydraulic up or down, either way. So it's really a great option, depending on how, height-wise and how you want to sit, comfortably-wise, you can do lots of different things. So here at the console, we like to upgrade to a full stainless steering wheel here, instead of the normal, just regular black style. For me, just a couple of things. Cosmetically-wise, I think it looks really beautiful. Just kind of incorporating everything else. Stainless-wise, the hardware outside, the hardware inside. When we get to the stern of the boat, the stainless steel railing around the back of the boat, I just think it really ties in well cosmetically-wise. And functionality-wise, having a speed knob here, when I get out there, and we'll really show it in detail once we get out on the water, of how nimble this boat is, of being able to take this and drive and not have to have both hands on the steering wheel. Lots of advantages to it. So this boat here, we actually use a power steering pump. So you can see a tilt wheel here. I can rotate this wheel any angle I want it to be at. It'll lock in place. However I want to drive, if I want to kick back and just drive. If I want to get my knees out, swing around. Very, very functional. One thing I really love that Trifecta's done for this model year is they've changed the switches up at the dash. So you can see an elevator style buttons here. On our left-hand side, we have a wet sounds audio system, the Bluetooth, all the speakers tied in. We have our horn, the bilge, which is inside that middle storage locker, like I was describing earlier. Aft bilge, and then live well, if we ever added a live well here. Now, on the right-hand side of this steering wheel, is where really all the functions come in at to me. One big thing that I love is being able to have a wireless phone charger that holds my phone upright, where it's not having to lay flat. I'm not having to do anything other than simply turn my power switch on, take my phone, put it right in, and then you can see it's charging my phone. So it's a beautiful option to be able to charge my phone, pair it Bluetooth with my wet sound audio, not have to worry about my phone dying, anything of that nature. I don't have cords, USB cables floating everywhere and really trying to do all that. Simply put my phone in place, let it stay on charge the whole day, not worry about the end of the day having a dead battery. Right next to it as well though is a USB port and an auxiliary port if you want to tie into that wet sounds and you don't want to have to use Bluetooth. Regular 12 volt power switch. Then we get into our master power here. Master power is going to turn on all the functions here on this left hand side. Our mood lighting. So our mood lights are going to be our inside lighting. Once I turn that switch on, I have a rocker switch here. Once I tap that, all of my speakers are going to RGB light up. Our interior lighting is going to light, and then our exterior light, when I hit our underdeck lighting, is going to turn on as well. So then we have a full RGB lighting system. Our speakers, our table bases, our seat bases actually have an LED ring around them as well. And then also, like I said, the exterior that runs parallel above the tunes is RGB as well. Our dock lighting button here, those are the ones I showed you on the bow, it's integrated into the bow fence panel. That's our dock lights here, and then our nav lights as well. All integrated. There is no getting up, putting any lights out. It's simply a touch of a button, it's there. Then we have our power bimini, our arch bimini top. So our bimini top is going to be a power option. It's standard on an S series. Simply with a touch of a button, we're able to go in that and actually put it up and down. All right, so now we're going to talk about this power bimini that Trifecta is now incorporated into standard features to their S series boat. So like I said, the days of a manual bimini top, of having to pick it up, pull it forward, pull the boot off, try to get the spring-loaded clips, trying to snap it, those days are all gone with. There's two simple buttons here at the dash now to raise and lower this bimini. As you can see, it's got a 12-volt motor here on either side that's going to work this whole bimini to pull it up for itself, so you're not having to fight and strain out there in the summer heat. So easy enough, it's stowed here. It's got trailering legs at rest, keeps this bimini nice and secure. Simply take here, I'm going to take the boot off that holds everything in place while it's in the stowed position. Take it off, put it in storage. Then we come back to the dash here. Simply by a touch of a button. Here, these elevator style buttons I was describing earlier on this dash. In the up position, this bimini is going to slowly raise itself up for us so we're not having to fight it. Now, as simple as that, we were able to go from out here in the sun, trying to load the boat, get the kids in, get the snacks in, all that. I can come out here with just a simple touch of a button. I can put this whole bimini up by myself, never having to really do anything other than unzip the boot off the cover. You can see it gives a good shade coverage area for in this lounging areas. We can sit, have conversation, eat some snacks out there on the water, and be in the shade and be nice and cool. One thing I do love that Trifecta has done here, down here, is actually resettable fuses. So each one of our switches here at the dash itself relays straight to a resettable fuse down here at my fingertips. So if, say, our bilge pump stops working, instead of having to get under the dash, look for a fuse, look for a resettable fuse under the dash, we can stay out here in our seat, simply look down here, reset that fuse, and be done. Access it all right here at our fingertips instead of having to crawl underneath the dash. Mercury style here, simple ignition switch, a Mercury throttle there. We'll go over into more detail of that once we get out on the water and really show you the Mercury performance that ties with this boat so well. And then on ours, we like to upgrade to a Lowrance Elite 7 FS. So on this unit here, has a full map. All of our avionics mapping is all integrated into this unit factory-wise. So there is no having to put map cards in and update the software. None of that is here. It's all integrated straight into it. And we'll get into details once we get out on the water as well on that more. Kind of some of the options, being able to split screens and types of those functions of seeing our water depth, temp. Gauges, of course, GPS speedo, our fuel gauge, and then also our TAC, our RPM gauge. So that's the console here. Now as we move to the middle of the boat, like I was saying here, all this room, this storage locker here. So normally this would be just either a changing room or just some kind of storage locker. So Trifecta has taken it, where I open this out, I actually have access to 2 trash cans there. And not only that, but I have access here to a lockable storage compartment. Has a gasket around it to keep that moisture out. If I'm going in at a restaurant somewhere on the water and I want to eat, but I don't want to take some valuables in, I can put them in here, actually lock this compartment, and feel safe and secure about my stuff being left on the boat. It's a great function of space again. Once again, where Trifecta really utilizes every square inch of this boat to enhance the boater's enjoyment of the boat. So now as we move back to the back of this boat, this is what really makes this boat so special. The new Ultimate Lounger, UL. So a lot of brands out there have a swing back mentality, have a lot of options with it. Trifecta, to me, with this Ultimate Lounger, has absolutely nailed it. First off, you have speakers, 2 on the front facing the bow. There's also 2 on the back facing the stern. So there's lots of functions with this. So with this option, you can have these seats turned around. Once that bimini is up, I have availability to sit here and lounge, have conversation under the bimini top in the shade. But then, if I want to face backwards, simply swing it back. I have a full lounge area here. I can sit back, lay my back here, kick my feet up, and get a full rest. But then what's really changed the game on this boat is being able to pick it up, go completely flat. So now I have a full, true bed layout mentality to where if I want to lay on my stomach, if I want to lay flat, instead of having to have rest and kind of being at an awkward angle, I can go completely flat. It just really is a great function tied in with that. So then, as you can see, with it fully flat here, we've got our cup holders all 2 on each side. So essentially each person has 2 cup holders. One for a drink, one for anything else you've got. And then this back 4 compartment area here. This is what makes that truly an ultimate lounger, is the availability to have so many options layout-wise. So just one headrest there allowed me 3 different functions on this back layout. One facing forward in an upright position, one facing back at a lounge position, and then one with a full layout lounge. Now, what I can do here is pick one up in the back. I can do individual style layouts. So say if someone wanted to rest here, face forward in that conversation, they can. Someone wanted to lay here but wanted to lay flat, they're able to. Where others, and in prior years, this was one solid piece. So it was just one option. This allows us the functionality to have 2 options with this setup. Then I can still take this one up, lay it out. So now, if we're all out there at the first of the day, we want to cruise forward, we all want to be in conversation together and not having to face backwards, you can have 2 or 3 people laying here, facing forward, in conversation with people in the captain's chairs. So then not only that, just once we put these down here, next available option is to pick this area up. It rests. So now, not only can I have still someone laying flat on the port side, I can also have someone sitting here. If you're pulling a tube and you want to be able to watch, someone wants to lay flat, that's available. Same goes for this cushion. So essentially we can pull it up. And now we have the availability for 2 or 3 people to sit back here, kick your feet up, however you want to lay, watch everybody off the stern of the boat. Just so functional right here. It just is a great option. And then you can also, once again, say if you want to lay that flat, this person wants to stay here, You can still pull this up, lounge there. So now I can have someone with their feet fully kicked up on the port side, someone here with their feet propped up, or if you want to lay this back flat, you can. And then also, what I really like to do is a popular option with this boat. You pull these up, there, and then take this backrest. And now I'm still able to sit 2 to 3 people here in this conversation and still have more room back here where anybody wants to sit and lounge back here, they can. Not interrupting anything there or taking up space. Those are the types of things that make this boat what it's actually named, the true ultimate lounger, because you can do so many different functions with the same piece of furniture that it really just, it's hard to beat anything else out there wise of having so many functions within a set piece of furniture. So as we go back to the back of this boat, as we get past the ultimate lounger, you can see here dual gates on the stern. So they close everything off. Like I was saying, that stainless hardware, stainless steel railing here ties in with our stainless ladder there, 5-step. So it ties all in. Then an actual powder coated tow bar. It's a sport ski tow bar option. It's an upgraded option. They come standard with a stainless. But to me, I love to have this powder coated sport ski tow bar. It ties in beautifully with all the accent upholstery and then also the accent striping on this boat, as you see once we get out on the water. It gives it just a beautiful, beautiful look. 2 speakers facing out the stern. We also have an audio control back here of a radio down here. So if we're sitting back here and we want to be able to change station, change volume, we can simply do it right here. We don't have to go all the way to the console to do that with. We can do it right here. Over here on the back, you can see another flip up cleat. So essentially there, once again, just a little safety features I like to have. Dual gates. So being able to go out either location on the port side or the stern, being able to access that ladder, being able to jump off the side here. And then here, this boat here has a 3.0 plus chassis. So essentially what that means is this boat has 3 full-length tunes underneath it. It has dual lifting strakes. So where normally a boat will have a lifting strake pair on each tune, this boat actually has 2 sets on each tube. So what that's going to do is give this boat a true pad style running system that lets this boat lift up out of the water and really perform nimble wise. For a 25-foot 5-inch boat, this boat will cut corners like you're in a fiberglass boat. And you'll see that once we get out on the water. Another thing I love with the 3.0 Plus chassis is a fully enclosed fuel system here. So in the spill well, while others will have an open area, this one is fully encased. So 52-gallon fuel tank, plenty of fuel. Like I said, this boat has a power steering. So once we get out there, turning this big boat's a dream without any kind of resistance at all. We've got this one paired up with a Mercury 300 horse V8 4-stroke engine. You know, for us, we really like performance on these boats. A boat of this caliber, it needs to be matched with an engine with the same caliber that the boat is built with. For one, performance and fuel mileage, and everyone loves to go a little faster out there on the water. But once we get out there on the water, we'll go over more of the functions with that Mercury and what this boat's going to really perform like. That's the interior of this boat from bow to stern. Now we're going to take it out of here on the water and show you what that true 3.0 Plus chassis paired with that Mercury 300 V8 can really do. All right, so now we're out here on the water in this Trifecta 25 UL. So now we're really going to go over the components that makes this boat a true performance machine as far as the 3.0 Plus chassis and what that means and how it incorporates the overall performance of this boat. So that 3.0 Plus chassis, like I was saying, is 3 full-length tunes, dual lifting strakes. Once we get up to speeds here, you'll see this boat lift and it's going to rise, but it's not going to pitch hard. It's going to lift up more parallel with the water and allow those dual lifting strakes to truly keep this boat level and flat. As we get out here and go over the turning radiuses of what this boat can really do, we'll cut some figure 8s out here and really show you what the Trifecta is about. paired with that power steering. So you can see here, it's easy as it can be. I'm not having to fight that steering wheel, create any kind of pressure whatsoever. That steering pump itself is doing that work for me. And then, like I said, with the tilt wheel option, I can do anything I need to with it as far as what I want on my driving status. And then also we have a Mercury shifter here. So you can see full control of my trim here on the side, and then also full control of throttle right here at my fingertips. And then now with Trifectas, all the ramps out here on the water, as you can kind of see, we have a mapping built into it, and then also our sonar depth. So you see my water depth, my water temps on here, my actual GPS speed, and then I can go a step further and actually go into my Mercury controls. And all of my Mercury controls are sitting here right here on this screen. I've got fuel, I've got temperature, I've got my trim levels here. All those options are built in with the NEMA network that ties in with that Mercury V8, so I can have all my engine components sitting right here. I'm not having to guess about where I'm at and what I'm doing, and simply I can click right back over to my map screen, which has my speed, depth, water temps again. It's all sitting right here at our fingertips. It's a nice 7-inch touchscreen display. So now as we start to go, I like to keep my steering wheel down a little bit, just for the simple fact of being able to just comfortably sit. The torque, low end of that V8 back there is just unmatched with other ones out there. You can see as we barely bump on that throttle, this boat just picks up without any hesitation at all. As we get out further, when we really get on this engine and let that V8 do some work, you can see just handling wise, the increased speeds, this boat will pick up on those dual lifting strakes, as you can see, and it'll really just rise up. There's no bump, no hesitation. Being able to run really low RPM at a great cruising speed, which is what everybody does when you're out there. You get out, everybody gets in, you're loaded up, you take that first 30, 45 minutes, ride around the lake, just kind of hang out. You're not going full speed, you just want a nice cruising speed and sipping on the gas too right now. So it's a great option with that. And then of course, as we get up faster and faster, this boat, this Trifecta here, we really work on getting the best speed prop wise. We do a lot of prop changes with these boats. This here we love running a Mercury inertia prop is what we run. And depending on the load of the boat, we'll change the pitch of that prop that we put on the boat. And as we get up going,